Supergirl is a super flop. There's no denying it. Everybody knows it. But what if we told you the mainstream media is probably lying still? And this time, about how much money the thing is going to lose. Today, we will expose the Warner Brothers numbers and exactly how much Supergirl is likely to cost the studio. Hint, it's unbelievable. Poor Millie Alcock is not having a great day. Poor James Gunn, more failures his way. And folks, we're just here to say, who could have predicted it? Oh yes, everybody. Click that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's dive into why the trades are attacking James Gunn. And yet, the numbers they're providing, probably a bunch of bunk. You need to see the real stuff, and we've got it right now. Lying in broad daylight? Well, it's not the first time, and you decide, folks, if that's the case. We'll present the case to you, and you see what you think about it. Anthony D'Alessandro writing this for Deadline. How Supergirl ran into kryptonite at the box office, Superman's cousin, to lose $125 million. Now, this is being stated by Deadline as fact. And then you all can go out there and find this. I'm not going to show it to you, but you can go find this. Go look up Supergirl and loss on the Googles, and you'll see article after article after article after article after article citing this number over and over and over because it took one time from one trade and they ran with it and they never said, oh, wait, it might not be true. We're going to break it down for you. Marvel boss Kevin Feige once said, says the article, back in 2017 at a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1-2 presser, that when it came to the studio's embrace of deeper character comic book stories like Black Panther and Ant-Man, quote, the biggest risk was not in doing them. The biggest risk would have been doing Iron Man 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. As such, the revived DC Studios under Guardians of the Galaxy franchise filmmaker James Gunn and Conjuring franchise producer Peter Safran has plans to do exactly that, not to gavage moviegoers on a diet of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, but rather build secondary DC characters into diamond properties. So they took a swing on Tom King and tried it with Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, which fans consider a true grit type story in the Krypton subverse. It has cost Gunn and Safran, it's really, DC dearly. Industry sources are estimating a $125 million loss after a $68 million worldwide and a $37 million domestic opening. Okay, so don't add those together. They're the same thing, right? $37 million domestic combined with the international got them to $68 million for the worldwide opening. It's terrible. Here's where we get into the part that I just think they're flat out lying. These numbers don't add up, and you're going to see it, folks. I'm going to show you what's up. It says Warner Brothers sources have told us. Who's us? Anthony, who's us? Oh, Deadline? You're not Variety. Deadline? Warner Brothers sources have told us that break even for the Craig Gillespie directed space opera resides in the $315 million global range. All right, Marv, I need you to hang on to that, okay? Can you remember that for me, please? I'm not going to make you do math, but Marv, 315 is what they're saying is break even.
Zaslav 315 says, I just profited your butt.
315. All right, that's break even. According to the trade, citing Warner Brothers, 315 is break even. And then, Anthony, what are you doing? Seriously, you gave us the actual numbers so we can disprove you immediately? What are you doing, man? Okay, let's do it. Here we go. A reported $170 to $186 million net production cost. I'm going to say it's 186 because, I mean, that's a specific number and 170 isn't. So there's one specific number here and there's one glaring zero. So 186, okay? So 186 plus they're telling us $120 million global marketing. Now, Marv, they never give us the marketing number. They never do that, but they're doing it here. Is that shocking at all that they would do that?
That is actually shocking that they would actually give the marketing number.
They never give that to us. Mm-hmm. Okay. So 186 plus 120, ladies and gentlemen, $306 million was the spend on this. Now, Marv, how much money does a studio get back from the total box office? How's that split work?
Domestically, about 50%. Internationally, less than that.
But we go 50% just for the ease of math in this case, folks.
Yes.
So if Supergirl cost $186 million for the production cost and $120 million for the marketing, it has a total $306 million in total spend, and they get back half of the box office. Then what does it need for break even? It needs twice that. Marv, they are telling us to our face, This has a $612 million break even at the box office.
What they are doing here is they are telling you what Warner Brothers has to gross, not what the movie has to gross. Warner Brothers has to make $315 million.
That's the trick.
And that's the new trick they're doing. They started to do that with Mandalorian and Grogu, and this is the new trade trick. Warner Brothers has to make $315 million, but for them to make $350 million, the movie has to gross $630 million.
Yes, we've caught them in broad daylight, and we're exposing it. I love it. I love it. Caro, this is well, go ahead, Marv.
I was just going to say the trades have actually been like not unreasonably, because there is a reason to do it, but for them, like very oddly brutal to this movie. And I've actually figured out why, Pro. I put my powers of deductive reasoning to work on this.
Please, what is it?
I remembered a story that I covered about a month ago where James Gunn attacked Deadline.
Oh, James that's Gunn, right.
He called their reporting shoddy, and he said they were wrong, and they had to print a retraction, and they were clearly pissed. Variety, Deadline, Hollywood Reporter, all owned by the same company. And now this movie comes out, and that's why all of the rhetoric is, this movie's terrible, DC stinks, but Millie Alcock is great.
Wait a minute,
they have to protect her.
Hold on a second. Marv, does that mean, as I scroll down again, let me go back to the number. I've enlarged it so we can all enjoy. Where did maybe I missed it on accident. Where's the 300 at in here? Come on, anyway. There it is. Okay. Are you telling me, because I was wondering what the heck is happening, where they tell us the Warner Brothers statement, and then they give us the math, and if you have any knowledge whatsoever, you go, wait a minute. Marv, are you telling me that they're exposing the marketing numbers, the production actual cost, so that somebody like us can add this together immediately and go, it needs 612 to break even. It's going to make less than 200 million. What are you talking about? It's going to lose 100 million.
And they're doing it because James Gunn yelled at them.
Oh, this is great. This is delicious. It's not political at all. And they were right. He was wrong. He was fibbing to them, Marv. Do you remember that?
I had a tweet about it earlier today where I posted his little remark from Threads, and I was just like, this is why this is happening.
Oh, boy, you're exactly on the money. That's 100%. Carol, your thoughts on Supergirl. This is not $100 million loser. This is going to come in easily now, $400 million shy of the break even, and it's being exposed by the trades.
That must be nice. I think this movie gets what it deserves. I did not enjoy it at all. Like, I had a lot to say about why I didn't like it.
You didn't like it at all.
By the way, Pro, you made fun of me for my the length of my review of Supergirl on geeksandgamers.com, and then this one right here yesterday turns in her Supergirl review. Mine was 2,500 words. Hers was 4,000 words.
I had a lot to say. Okay,
Carol, you spent 4,000 words explaining what a terrible fiasco. Okay,
yes.
Carol, you got 2 minutes. Condense the 4,000 words. Why is it that bad, and why did it deserve so much verbiage explaining this $400 million stinker? Not 400 million's made, 400 million in the hole.
It sets up rules and it doesn't follow the rules, and then we have Kara written in a way that comes off as a very masculine character for a female character. Where we also have scenes where, like, she's seen in a hospital providing treatment to people in need, but then later on she's just like happy to like use her laser eyes on people with no like, where did this weird transition come from? And then the other thing that kind of baffled me is that we have all these great characters, but they're actually not utilized very well. Lobo, played by Jason Momoa, is very well, but most of Jason Momoa's lines are spent uplifting Supergirl and talking about like, oh, impressive, right?
I like this one.
Yeah. And then the other thing that got me is that Lobo, for as powerful as he is, for some reason is in a cell, and then for some other reason just decides to stay in the cell. He could have left at any time, but it's like, no, just for the sake of the plot, he's going to have to stay there.
Lobo is there, Caro. Lobo is there to cheer on the tiny 9-year-old Asian girl as she chokes out a 400-pound behemoth of a man. That's his job.
But I think the one thing that made me really, really upset is this basically steals the plot from John Wick, and then it executes it really poorly. So,
yeah, it's John Wick meets True Grit, and none of it any good. Marv, I'm going to push back though slightly.
Okay.
Why did they put this in the headline then? Why is Anthony D'Alessandro? Because everybody's running with this number, and this number is a blunder. This number is not, I mean, this is what Warner Brothers is saying, but if they're $400 million short of the break even, why are we running with this instead?
Well, no, the movie is $400 million short of the break even.
Right.
For Warner Brothers, if they have to make $315 million, but they only make, 100 and something million, then it's true. They did only lose 100.
But why would Anthony in the trades, why would they go with that? Because that's this is crazy, but that's the best headline that Warner Brothers could hope for versus it's going to be $400 million short of break even. Like, that's a much more sensational headline. It's true as well.
Yeah, saying that Warner Brothers will lose $125 million is a kinder headline than saying this movie will come in $400 million below break even point. Those are two very different things. I think it's that they don't want to utterly humiliate Warner Brothers. They just want to humiliate James Gunn.
That's a good point. I also think that this 125 that Warner Brothers is citing likely is using TVOD numbers, DVD, Blu-ray numbers, like anything they can.
Oh, it is, yeah.
To lower that number.
Yeah, that's the thing. That they're definitely doing that.
And all of those numbers, by the way, those would be supposed. All of those would be supposed. Those would be baked in with expectations that based on the box office, I don't see happening. But folks, there you go. If anybody tells you that Supergirl is a $125 million flopper at the box office, and they say, well, it's actually nowhere close to Dial of Destiny. It's nowhere close to, the Marvels. It may have performed worse, but the budget was small. You don't listen to that for a minute. You know now. You've seen. We just ran through the numbers. And as Marvin has said, it may all be because of a giant beef between James Gunn and the trades. Is there a new beef between James Gunn and the Ellisons running Paramount Skydance? I gotta say, seeming more likely than not, the longer this goes on. When you stick around for the entire video, it really does help the channel. And we're so appreciative of that, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine that you would stick around and hear everything we have to say. The studio is glistening because you're listening each and every day. If you're not yet subscribed, well, you should be. And click that like button. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.